You ended up hooking up with not him, but a dude that then becomes a 10-time Olympic gold medalist. This guy becomes a mass murderer.
Could probably fill your content for a full year with all of my experiences.
Before we begin, let's thank our great sponsors. And if you want information on how to become one, you can go to jasonbailey.com. Much love to Inspect All Pest Services, because bugs, termites, and critters, they don't belong in your house. Inspect All handles pest control, termite protection, and wildlife removal. Here's the number one reason to use them. One company that does it right the first time. Bonus, they also take care of insulation, pressure washing, and gutter maintenance all across Atlanta. Less calls, less stress, better results. InspectAllServices.com. If life makes you Google lawyer, call the Aurora Law Firm, led by the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora. This Georgia-based team handles criminal defense, white-collar cases, DUI, expungements, and more. Nationwide, number one reason to call the Mad Dog, they know the system and how to beat it. The Aurora Law Firm, because oops needs backup. TheAuroraLawFirm.com. Life gets heavy. Stress, work, relationships, all of it. That's where Ridgeline Counseling can help. Led by Dr. David Markwell and a team of 10 therapists, Ridgeline offers in-person sessions at 3 of his Georgia locations: East Cobb, Marietta, and McKaysville, or virtual visits wherever you're at and most comfortable with. Number one reason to choose Ridgeline, you don't have to do it alone. Ridgeline Counseling. Real help when you need it. MarkwellTherapy.com. Power goes out, not at your house, if you call Alternate Power Solutions. They're a family-owned Generac generator dealer founded in 2012, handling sales, installation, service, and repair for home standby and portable generators across Georgia and Tennessee. Here's the number one reason to use them. You don't pay a dime until the job is done and you're 100% happy. Every customer gets an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract, flexible financing, and they actually keep generators and parts in stock, plus an A+ rating with the BBB. All you have to do is call 770-853-7571 or visit poweringgeorgia.com for a free home assessment. Use the discount code Bailey for $500 off your entire installation. Alternate Power Solutions, because losing power shouldn't mean losing your mind. Looking for the ultimate wellness boost? Meet Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa. From ozone therapy to red light therapy, halo therapy, presso therapy, PEMF grounding mats, and even in-house ozone-infused products, Alive Ozone Therapy Spa's got everything to help you feel amazing, inside and out. Repair, rejuvenate, and restore your body. Here's the number one reason to try Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, because they combine cutting-edge therapies with natural holistic care. Go online to AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com. Use the discount code BS10 for 10% off your services and products. Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, because feeling your best shouldn't be optional. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And with that being said, let's begin the show.
Hey, good looking. It's the Bailey Show podcast. JasonBailey.com. It's a website.
Yeah, there it is. It's episode 467. It's the Bailey Show podcast. It's a guy show women love to listen to with a side of laughs. I want to trademark it so no one else can steal it. It's my side of. You damn uncreative copycats. 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 Sons of bitches. I'm a trendsetter. I got to tell you.
Yeah, you make things happen.
3 different shows, 5 days a week. It's on the BPX. That is the Bailey Podcast Exchange. Did you know that there's more episodes that you can get other than this one? That's for subscribers. It's an elite group that everybody's trying to get into.
Join us, will you?
I'll let you in, but you have to go to jasonbailey.com and hit subscribe. It's the only way I'm going to let you in. And then once you're in for life. All right. The only way to get out is if we beat you out.
Or you cancel.
Or you can't unsubscribe.
Yeah,
That's
the other thing.
You can do that too. There is a sale going on in the merch shop February 13th to the 15th. $16 tees. Everything else up to 27% off. Yeah. There's awesome designs, numerous designs from all the different shows. If you want some, go get some. And then if you do get some, post some on our social medias, which you also can get on jasonbailey.com.
I've lost faith that you're going to add one of my favorite designs.
Which one is that?
I redid that TISM shirt.
The TISM shirts.
The touch of the TISM.
All right, send it to me again and I'll post it. I don't know what's that. Send it to me again.
It's got the puzzle.
Oh, the puzzle TISM.
Yeah, I did the puzzle TISM thing.
Okay.
I loved it.
Okay, you love it. I'll post it. I just forgot, and I'm sorry. I apologize.
Did you not love it, or did you forget?
I forgot.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I totally forgot. Absolutely forgot. Yeah. Like when I forget, I forget. I very rarely forget, but when I forget, I forget.
I mean, I assumed you weren't looking out for my feelings, and just you really didn't like it,
No, if I didn't like it, I'd tell you I didn't like it.
Yeah. See, that's
I told you I didn't like the other one, the grunt shirt.
Yeah, and I still agree. I don't know why. There's something missing.
Yeah, there's something missing. So anyway, all right. So jasonbailey.com. All right, let me tell our guests. Hold on. It says take your time. We're running late. Take your time. We're running late. Yeah.
Well-oiled machine we got here, folks.
Yeah, our guest that's coming on. I set you up for this last week. I think I might have been on a sub show though, but her name is Nicole. And she went to high school in Prom with the serial killer, which is her story. The way I told it was horrible, but the way she's going to tell it is awesome. Then also I find out, I think she also went to school with Janet Mills, who has been named in the Epstein files.
The governor?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a hell of a high school, right? That was a hell of a high school. Absolutely hell of a high school. I don't know where we're at now on the day that this is released, but the Guthrie mom story is intrigued the entire country. Let me start here. So Samantha Guthrie, she hosts ABC Good Morning America.
Savannah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I say Samantha? Savannah.
Yeah.
Extremely talented young lady. She's for the most part apolitical. Doesn't look like she would have any enemies out there, but who knows who these people are that have abducted her 84, I believe, year old mother who needs medication. She's got a pacemaker. She's 84 out of Arizona. So that's where we're at now. I mean, this has been going on for a while. It's supposedly a ransom. And
yeah, I thought I heard that it was her brother-in-law, but I haven't heard anything else about that guy. So
right. So her former coworker, Ashley, something or another, worked at CNN and podcasting now too. She's on this brother-in-law train. And so the brother-in-law was brought up because I think he was the last person seen with the mother. Here's the thing. I was thinking about this because you don't know. I mean, we don't know. The FBI is going to know more than what we know, but we don't know. As soon as something like this happens and it goes national, and now the whole world, definitely the country, is focusing on this situation, everybody's a suspect. Mm-hmm. So the public is going boom, boom. The Elizabeth Smart stuff, right? Kind of a weird family. Why? Because they're all kind of perfect. And Utah, Mormon, those type of.
And you see a bunch of holes in that later.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Stepford Wives kind of, it was just like a weird. And when they're all standing behind the podium and they're pleading for the return of their daughter, and you see these brothers and stuff, the eyes on the other side of those cameras are going, that dude, you got to talk to that dude. Did you see?
His eyes are twitchy.
Yeah. You see the way he winked? He didn't button his shirt. That's a sign. Oh my God. That heart, that just sucks.
Did you see the breakdown of the Guthrie kids video and how there was behavioral experts, Savannah's in the middle and she's leaning forward. The other two are leaning back. So that means this. And it's holy hell. Does it mean all that?
You got to kind of look at all that stuff. I wonder. So the latest as of the time of us recording this, and I meant to Google this. Let me Google this. Can you trace someone on Instagram?
Can you trace them?
Yes. So I thought this was interesting. Again, according to one of the pieces of the last news that I'd seen with the Guthrie mother missing case, kidnapped, abducted, was that the family went onto Instagram with a new video. And I thought that was odd. I thought that was a little bit odd that they would go on to Instagram. They wouldn't do a press
news.
Huh? Yeah, they wouldn't do a press
news.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're talking about somebody that's got access to all these people at their beck and call. She can walk outside to a press conference and she's got every camera in her face and then every social media outlet. But instead they went on to Instagram, and I'm guessing their personal Instagram, to put out a message to the would-be ransom people. I'm like, why would you do that? Going back to what you're saying, Ben, is like you break down every little thing. Yeah. So I just Googled it and it was what I thought. I said, can you track somebody on Instagram? It says, yes, you can track someone on Instagram, but only if they have opted in to share their location through features like the in-app map or location tags on post with privacy settings controlling who sees it. So I was wondering, and I don't know what all that means, but I was wondering if they used that platform because there was a way that they could see who was watching it and where they were at.
Yes, you can definitely say you can go and say, okay, so-and-so has watched your reel. So if they start looking at who's watched the reel, then they can focus on them and do metadata to find out stuff.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if I'm spot on this one. Like if they haven't maybe even already found her by now, and the news is they found them because of the Instagram.
And also, the only ransom I heard being offered was like $50,000 from the FBI.
Yeah, the kidnappers, I don't think have given a number.
That's my point, though. The FBI offered $50,000 reward for information. Why hasn't Savannah Guthrie offered up any of? I mean, she's worth millions.
Oh. How much would you offer up for me?
I mean, every dime I've got.
That's why
I think I've got about 4 dimes around here.
That's why you don't
40 cents, Bailey.
You don't kidnap somebody with poor friends.
Y'all can have this microphone and my Hold Fast t-shirt.
It'd be more like a yard sale if you went to Benny.
Return them in one piece, please.
Like, look, dude, I got a picture. It's kind of
Elvis. Of me as Elvis. You can have it for Bailey's return.
Some other things of interest. When the whole Guthrie mom abduction thing started, I'm listening to the news on the radio, and it was driving me insane. So you have news people, for the most part, are out of touch. And they expect these news people to be able to talk about everything and anything at any time. Yes, they'll bring in experts and so on and so forth and all those types of deals. But like during the Super Bowl, they don't have sports people. So they'd bring in an outside sports person to talk about the Super Bowl, but they're still talking back with the people that know nothing about football. And it's very uncomfortable and very awkward. When they're talking about the abduction of the Guthrie mom, the Ring camera stuff, when they were discussing that, it was driving me insane because you can tell neither one of the news people knew anything about Ring cameras. You know what I mean?
What is there to know?
More than you think.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so I'll tell you, hold on. Let me
I mean, you got Ring cameras. They don't even get wired in. You screw a little hole in your wall, you install the thing, and then when somebody hits the button, it records them. Or if you get the fancy ones, they don't even have to hit the button. They can just be there and it's motion censored. Ooh.
Right. Okay. So Nancy Guthrie had a doorbell Ring camera at her residence. Nancy Guthrie is 84 years old. My mother is 79. Okay. And I know my mother doesn't know how to set up her email and her Ring camera. Ring cameras also, the doorbells, when you install them, they have 2 pilot screws underneath. Those pilot screws are not Phillips head. They actually give you a special screwdriver, which is just a 5-star bit screwdriver, but it's to deter somebody from being able to use a Phillips head screwdriver to take it off. I bring that up because when they were talking about the Ring camera, they said, 1, that her subscription had run out, and 2, that the Ring camera was disabled. It was taken off. So the questions would be, which they didn't ask because they're out of touch, is how was the Ring camera disabled? Was it ripped, or did they know to unscrew the camera from underneath? Right? Because that could be a thing. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this. The subscription ran out. Well, who initially set up the subscription? Who had access to her Ring account? And was there any confirmation, or was there any communication with Ring through the email? Whose email is it under? Like all these questions, like that kind of stuff is real important.
Was it okay? Did they say it was Ring brand, or did they say a Ring type camera?
No, they said Ring because
they used.
Yeah, because they said they went to Ring and they asked them if if they could get the footage, and the Ring people said no because your subscription ran out, which is bogus. No, I mean they don't record if you. I mean, you that's not in the cloud. It's gone. If you don't have, if you're not paying them to keep it on their servers, it doesn't exist. At least that's what they say. You know,
I don't believe them.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of us still like, no, it's recorded somewhere. Somebody's got it, but they said no subscription, no footage, nothing. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't expect there to be like a hard drive, but still something. If there's a camera, dude, I've got a camera and I've got an external camera on this computer, and I block both of them just to be safe, even if I didn't hit record. Because I don't trust that it's not being recorded.
Yeah, I think my lights have cameras in them. I'm over the paranoid stuff from now on. So anyway, I'm trying to get our guest up. We can't see her. I think she's having video issues. So we'll let her try to figure that out. Trying to get it working, showing I'm in, but not working.
Well, let's see. Is your camera blocked?
Is not working.
Did somebody rip her Ring camera off the thing?
So don't you think that would be important? Like to those questions. And then, so I'm listening to these news people talk about, Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, and they're focusing on the Ring camera, but they're just talking, and they're not doing the filing of 5 things. They're just asking face value questions. And they make no sense. You can tell none of them. You can tell when somebody's talking about something they know nothing about, but they just have to talk about it. And so when you get into situations like this, where there's a lot of non-teleprompter conversations to have, which is not a news person's specialty, they have to, and they're trying to act like a normal person when news people are built differently. I mean, they are like the epitome.
They're parrots with good hair.
They're the epitome of phony balonies. Like if you take one of those statues in a clothing shop, the mannequins, and put a heartbeat in them, that's what a news person is. That's just what they are. Very rarely will you find one with a personality and a sense of normalcy, because they, arrogant, egotistical, they just read off a teleprompter. That's just how they're built. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying that's just how they're built. So when you get in a situation like this, where you have to go back and forth and actually have a conversation, they're not very good at that at all. And they're not asking the right questions. I thought the screwdriver question was key. I thought that was huge.
I wouldn't have thought anything about that question.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if, just in general, So you tell me that the ring doorbell camera was ripped off.
Or disabled.
Well, yeah, I forget the verbiage they use, but you were led to believe that it was taken from the wall. It was taken off from the wall.
Yeah. So if the subscription had run out, then it wouldn't have been necessary to remove the Ring camera if they had that knowledge. If indeed that's how Ring works, right?
Say that again.
So if the subscription ran out and the person knew that there was a lapse in the subscription, then they wouldn't have a need to disable or get rid of the Ring camera in the first place if they had that knowledge.
Right. And if they set it up, like my mother, and I try to tell her this, she doesn't listen to me. She will trust, and this is crazy because she doesn't trust, she's an old woman. She, it's like, I don't trust anybody. Like, everybody's
Jace,
what are you doing? Jace, don't trust that person with the candy and the white van. Don't, Jace. And she's the same way, but she really trusts everybody. So she will go to the cell phone store and she'll give them her password so they can set up her bank app. Like, I'm going, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I said, Mom, it's essentially giving them your ATM pin. And she goes, it's not the same thing. Like, are you that stupid? Like, you're just an idiot. Like, you're just
with the password, they can actually change the pin, Mom.
Right. In the Ring stuff, she, I guess, had somebody set up her Ring, but she has to have somebody set it up, meaning that they have to create a password for her, meaning that they can have access to it.
Right.
She doesn't understand and I try to explain it to her, but she doesn't listen to me. And I don't really talk to her much anymore, but I'm like done with it. Like, if you're not going to fucking listen, then do whatever happens to you, And I love saying I told you so. So I would much rather say I told you so. If you're not going to listen, that's on you. That's not on me. That's just like you say it once. There's only so many times you can try to help somebody until it turns into a full-time job.
Oh, there's that. Yeah.
And I'm not in the business of not getting paid to babysit somebody for their stupidity.
You sometimes are in the business of getting paid to babysit people, though.
Yeah, you are correct.
I've seen this happen.
Seen it happen. All right, let's bring on our guest here to the Bailey Show podcast. This is the lady that I was telling you about the other week. She's a patient of ours at a live ozone therapy spa, and she tells Rach this amazing story about her relationship with the serial killer. And I'm like, when did you know this? This is something that you have to tell me about. You're like, I also do a show. This is great content. What are you doing? So let's welcome to the BS podcast. We'll just go by Nicole. Nicole, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Yeah. You look nervous. You look like you're trying to get settled, and you look nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna.
This is the first time I've actually talked about Christian publicly. I actually haven't looked into any of the news reports since it happened.
Let's set everybody up here, because the person in question, the serial killer, is Christian Nelson.
Yep.
And you grew up with Christian Nielsen. Sorry, Christian Nielsen. You grew up with him in Maine, correct?
Correct. Yes. We lived in a town called Weld, and there's about 425 people. And that's it in this town.
Yeah.
The village.
You were friends, right? You were friends with this guy.
Yeah. So he moved to town all the paperwork that I saw, all the news reports said that he moved there in 93, but he was actually there in 92. My sister graduated in 92, and he was on the bus with us prior to my sister graduating. So he moved. Go ahead.
Yeah, what was he accused? I want people to know what he was accused of, because he's not a serial killer. I keep saying serial killer. He's more of a mass murderer.
Yeah,
right?
he was a mass murder. Yeah, he was a mass murder. He was accused. Well, wasn't just accused. He did murder a man, and then a couple of days later, he murdered a 65-year-old woman, and then the following day, he murdered two more women. One of them was the daughter of the first woman. you want me to just dig right in, just give you all the
Yeah.
details?
1,
Or-
2, 3, 4, Ben. That's 4 killings, couple days, mass murder, right?
Yeah.
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 That check.
Yeah.
Check.
A little
and
bit.
some dogs.
And some
Some
dogs.
Yeah, he also
just
killed a couple dogs. Yeah,
Oh,
he said that was a mercy killing because they were very old and they were, old dogs hurt and whatnot. So
mm.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure they were just barking and causing commotion.
he was trying to teach him new tricks and got frustrated.
Right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll jump from high school. This was in the 90s. You're going to high school. Christian Nielsen, nice guy, normal guy for the most part. Yes.
Yeah. 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 So Chris and I were really good friends in high school. He was my date to the prom. We had a lot of friends in common. His sister was my best friend, so I spent a lot of time in their house. My mother had passed when I was 16, so I was at my friends' houses a lot after that. And his sister Trina, being my best friend, I was there most days after school, a lot of weekends, and I had a lot of family dinners with Chris and Trina and their step family. His or their father had married a woman who had a family in our town. He had moved to live with her, and so Chris and Trina eventually came. Christian came first in '92, and then Trina came later. I think '94, may have been '95. I can't remember if she was there her junior year or not. But
Mhm.
Christian also later lived in Lake Tahoe with me and my first husband, and he was our roommate for a full year. Uh, he was somebody who got me through a very difficult time. He was extremely compassionate. He was um, he was funny. He was a good friend. And this whole thing is absolutely shocking to me. When I was reading through the newspapers and all the articles from back when this happened, everyone was calling him a monster. I didn't know him as a monster. I knew him as somebody who was incredibly intelligent, somebody who was a deep thinker, somebody that was very caring, and loving.
Yeah.
So I knew that he had a troubled past. I knew that there was abuse in his early childhood. And from everything that I heard from his sister, because I helped her through this time, the only thing that I had heard about the details all came directly from her, not from the media. So it's all shocking. And she told me that when this happened, he had a psychological snap, and the Christian that we knew wasn't there anymore. It wasn't him.
When did you go to prom? What year was that? And how far after the fact did this occur?
Prom was, what was that? May of 1994.
Okay.
And then the killings happened Labor Day weekend that I had my youngest, so that would be 2006.
Okay, so 12-year difference. Okay.
Christian, yeah, yeah. My children, my older two, knew Christian as Uncle Chris. He had met them. We were going back to Maine regularly at that time, and had our kids with us, and he was always really gentle with them, and just like you'd expect any one of your friends that you were bringing to or having your children meet, very gentle and fun, and
Ugh.
would never have expected any of this to happen.
That just put a little chill up my neck.
So
Yeah.
walk us through the murders and how it started and how it ended.
Okay, so from what the media says, Christian was living at the bed and breakfast or the inn, the Black Bear Inn, where all of the murders took place, except for the first one. He was a chef at a local bed and breakfast, a different one. We have lots of different B&Bs up in Maine in that area. Maine is vacation land, so everybody goes, stays at an inn. He had gone to culinary school at some point before he ever moved to Tahoe to stay with us. He was working as a cook or a chef, and apparently he had had a conversation with his first victim. Talking with his sister said that the gentleman had said something about being in town trying to get custody of his younger children or something to that effect. I had heard from his sister that his children were old enough where he could now go see them, which I have learned just now that that's not true because none of his kids were of age. His oldest was 16 at the time, and his younger two were somewhere in Maine with their mother, and he didn't have custody. He didn't have visitation for whatever reason. And apparently something had been said in a conversation regarding all of this that flipped Christian's switch. And he had a psychological snap. He ended up getting a gun. He invited him to go fishing the next day, had packed a lunch for the two of them. They had driven up to a town called Upton, which is not far from where the inn was. Upton is where his mom lives, also where he had been abused as a child. Turned out he had been abused by his mom's boyfriend, specifically one of them that she had later married. And at that point, he had been removed. He and his sister were given full custody or to his dad and a new wife. So back to the guy, took him fishing out to this place. I was told that they walked 10 miles out into the woods, stopped for dinner or lunch, and Chris excused himself to go to the bathroom, and instead he came up behind the guy, pulled out his gun, and shot him in the head. And then tried to bury the body. Yeah, tried to bury the body. It was too difficult because the only thing he had with him was fishing gear. So he walked 10 miles out, went and got gasoline. With the gasoline, walked the 10 miles back, burned the body. I found that everything about the body was burned. There were only skull fractures left and a little bit of the spine. Then he walked back out of the woods, so 40 miles that day of walking, plus a murder. I had been told that it was that night when he got back that the owner of the inn was the last person to know that the two of them had left together and that Chris was the last one seen with him. So in order to cover what he had done, he kicked in her door in the middle of the night and shot her up and shot her in her bed. The next couple of days, he actually went to work, worked 2 shifts. And then at some point, the 2 daughters, I don't remember if it was Monday morning or if it was Sunday, it was the Labor Day weekend. The daughter showed up because her mom had not been answering the telephone, and she brought a friend with her to check on the mom, and that's when they found Chris, and he shot them both in the driveway. Wow. And then what I had been told, he took out the whole family. Yeah. Wow. Unfortunately. And I want to say, the Christian that I knew, but that doesn't excuse what he did. I don't want any of the stuff that I'm sharing to come back to the family as if I'm condoning what he did. What he did was an atrocity.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So how does he get caught? Because he's done killing.
Yeah. So he's trying to get rid of the bodies, and it's very difficult to get rid of these bodies. And so what I had been told, which is different from what I've recently read, I was told that he went to his dad and his stepmother's house to borrow another saw, and that it was something that he had said there that tripped them off that something was drastically wrong. What the news report says is that they went based on a phone call to the inn. Either way, it was his dad and his stepmom who knew that something was absolutely wrong. And the state police met them at the site of where all this happened at the inn, the Black Bear Inn, and it was just a bloodbath right there in the driveway. Apparently, he had been using a chainsaw, a pickaxe, and another saw to cut the fingers off of these women's hands to remove the rings so that they wouldn't be identified, and then to chop the bodies up into smaller pieces to get rid of them. However, he was planning on doing that. But it was his dad and his stepmom who had to make that call. And they were there and they saw the grisly scene of what he had done.
So is he
knowing
he
them, I can't imagine.
yeah, he gets caught. Speedy trial. I mean, was it over and done with pretty quick? And what was he sentenced with?
I remember the trial like went a full year. A year later. I'm not sure why. I know that there was several mental health professionals that were giving him some kind of analysis to see if he was able to stand trial or not. They said that he was had Asperger's and that he had some kind of mental illness, and they said there was a few others. Whatever it was that they gave him as a diagnosis, it didn't seem real to me. I mean, Chris was very smart, so he didn't hang out with most people. He was always reading. As somebody who is smarter than the average person out there, it's hard to hang out with people when you just work on a different level. So that always made the excuse for me and the understanding for me as to why he was more of a recluse.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if recluse is the right word. I don't know if it's the right word because he had friends. I mean, one of biologists, like good people around him. He was friends with good people and he was a good friend.
Yeah.
But he had that psychological snap, that break, that we believe that he was trying to protect the guy's children. We believe that something had been said and Christian felt like he was trying to protect the children that this guy was trying to go and get custody of or visitation rights of.
Got it.
That's the only
He
thing
confessed, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he confessed.
Yeah.
And what did he get? He got life or
life in prison. Yes, Maine does not have a death penalty, so he's still up there, life in prison. For a while, he tried to kill himself. He went on a hunger strike. I believe he's still alive and well in prison. I haven't seen anything regarding like an. I'm not friends with his sister anymore. We've gone our separate ways over the last 20 years. So I don't know. The last thing she had told me was that it's not worth sending letters or trying to communicate with him because the Christian that we knew and loved is not there since the psychological snap.
Oh, is he still kind of
crazy all this?
He's in the guy the guy he is now in jail is a lunatic, crazy guy. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is what I was told by his sister back
when's the last time? We're on a little bit of a weird delay, Nicole. So, when's the last time you talked to him?
The last time I talked to him was probably a year before it happened, because we had gone up regularly in May of the year that this had all happened, and I didn't travel in that time previous. So it would have been the summer or fall the year before it had happened, before the murders.
Yeah. Jeez.
So it's been 21 years. It's been 21 years since I've seen him or talked to him.
Just out of curiosity, I don't know if anybody ever brought this up or if it was looked into. The first guy that he killed, was there any sort of physical resemblance to the mom's boyfriend that abused him when he was a kid, or was it strictly based on something that he said verbally?
Good question.
That is a great question. I have no idea. I don't know what this boyfriend had looked like.
Okay.
I had heard that there may have been more than one boyfriend that had abused him. So I don't know. But from what I understood from conversations that Christian had with this happened, it was something in a conversation with him that made him snap.
Well,
none of us know what that was said.
Let's go down memory.
This never came up in trial, interestingly enough.
Yeah, let's go down memory lane a little bit here and describe these pictures. Right. This is what?
That is Chris and I. We got ready for prom at his grandmother's house, and that's us before we headed to prom with two of my friends that helped us get ready. And that is the hilarious joke of a yearbook post that he wrote in my yearbook. Um, I don't know if you want me to read that. If you can read that, I'd have to probably pull up my
The
yearbook.
rest
Yeah.
of my life with you.
It says, Nicole,
Yeah.
Nicole, I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. As soon as you have our baby, we'll move to Pakistan
Mhm.
and sell
And sell our bodies.
our bodies. I'm so glad we decided not to use protection on prom night and dive into parenthood. I will be love you forever. I
I would
will
love
love
to.
you forever. Chris Nielsen. That's a joke, right? Not
Yeah.
real? Okay.
100% a joke. 100% a joke. He was funny. He was hilarious. He was always coming up with satire, and this was just one of his ways of being funny. We didn't kiss. On prom night, he actually spent the night handcuffed in the hallway of the resort where we had our big after party. The girl that threw the after party, her older brother was a state trooper. He was off duty, but he was the bouncer for the after prom party. Chris got belligerent, drunk and belligerent, spent the night out there, and I ended up making out with Seth Westcott, who was one of the classmates who graduated with Chris, and he went on to become Olympic gold medalist for snowboarding. Also,
For
he
a
was
town
like
of
the king of
425 people, a lot of fame going on here.
So,
Well,
so hold on a second here. There's
Yeah.
9 different towns that went to our school because we had to drive like 25, 30 miles to the high school and to the nearest grocery store. So
who would have
we
ever
also have
who would have ever
we also
thought
have the current. Go ahead.
who would have ever thought, Nicole, that years ago you're getting ready for prom and you're going with this cat, Christian
Yeah,
Nielsen. You've got
yeah.
his signature, a funny post, yearbook style. You ended up hooking up with not him, but a dude that then becomes a 10-time Olympic gold medalist. This guy becomes a mass murderer. I mean, you're pretty good for a documentary, I think now, if anybody, or a book or something. I think you're
Oh yeah.
in the running of telling us a pretty damn good story.
Yeah. I'm just one of those people where I've had a lot of very extreme experiences in my life. Yes. I could probably fill your content for a full year with all of my experiences.
I mean, you went to high school and prom with a fucking mass murderer. I mean, like that in itself.
I was his roommate. He lived in Lake Tahoe with my first husband and I for a full year.
Kind of feel like he wanted you to have
It
his
could have been
baby.
me. Yeah.
Not sure how jokey joke that one was there. That's
Yeah, I don't know.
It was an innuendo.
We
See
were,
how it plays out.
We were not romantically involved though. So he was just my best friend's older brother. I did not have a date for the prom. I was the junior class president, so I was in charge of putting on the prom. So I had to go. So he kind of did me a favor by being my prom date.
Mm-hmm. Did also Janet Mills go to your high school?
No, Janet Mills' niece, Ruthie Mills, she was in Christian's class along with Seth Westcott. So, yes, Janet Mills, the governor of Maine currently, yep, her niece was in this class.
Yeah, well, it also currently listed in the Epstein files for covering up trafficking and abuse. Yeah.
Yep, and trafficking cocaine as well.
Yeah, trafficking. Don't forget that.
Yeah, and I could go on about her political career, and I've got a lot of very judgmental things to say, but I don't know if we want to get into that stuff.
Are you talking about like her supportive transgender athletes?
Yeah, and she made it absolutely possible and legal for children to be trafficked into the state of Maine and to have transgender surgeries and therapies without permission from their parents. And any taking of children across state lines without their parents is child trafficking, and she made it perfectly legal.
Wow. Oh,
Which
she's
I
one of those
have a
people.
lot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She is far from being on my good people list.
God almighty.
I was not a fan of her niece either. So, but she raised her niece, and yeah.
To hell with you, Ruthie.
Nicole, you are you're like Kevin Bacon in a weird way. You're like 6 degrees to like a WTF situation. Like you've got all these people around you.
Yep. So Weld was a very interesting little town. We even had a boys camp called Camp Kiwani, and it's the dignitaries from around the world sent their sons there. It was the rich boys summer camp. So I got to meet a lot of people there too.
Yeah.
They called it Camp Crystal Lake.
Let me do this picture here. Here's another picture. This is Christian's. Okay. This is Christian's just by himself picture in the yearbook. Yeah.
Yep, that was Christian. When you're going through the yearbook, everybody's got all of the write-ups, and Chris didn't want to put anything. He just was anti all the bullshit. So
anti-words. I hate words. They're stupid.
Well, no, he was a reader. He was always reading. So it's not that he didn't like words. He just didn't want to participate in the stuff that didn't really matter.
He didn't want anybody else to read about him.
Yeah. One day I will be a mass murderer. I don't want anybody to know. All right, we're getting some weird. Yeah. We're getting some weird. Yeah, that's on your end. Nicole, we're getting some weird static on your end. I'm going to have to, let me see.
Yeah. Like a weed whacker.
Yeah. Is there like a lawnmower outside or something? Yes. Just nod your head. I got you on mute. Okay. We can't. Okay. Can't do it. Can't do it. I'm going to have to let you go because I don't know what that is, that noise. It's crazy. But we got the story. The story was great. We'll have you back on when we don't have any of these kind of technical difficulties. But you did a fantastic job. I'll show some more of the pictures. But we're glad you're alive from prom. I mean, that's the most important thing. All right. So we're going to let you go. I'll see you at Alive. Nicole, thanks for coming on. All right. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Later, Nicole.
We'll give you.
That's a messed up story, man. I was hoping we could figure out how many degrees from Stephen King she was in that little village of hers.
Right? Yeah. I mean, here's some more pictures if you want to see them.
Yeah.
I'll do that one.
So I feel like he wrote a grunge tune with that first one. I don't know. Where's he at here?
Right. Yeah. He almost made Silverchair.
Yeah, he was only a freshman. Yeah, I don't see him in this one.
He's right there.
Well, that helps.
One in the hat.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. All right. Yeah, he's got a creepy shadow over his face there still.
Yeah. And then that was Nicole.
Yeah. Oh, cutie patootie.
And
best picture in the book.
That's the yearbook right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was cutting their fingers off to get their rings off. That seems like overdoing it a little bit. Just take the rings off.
That or their fingerprints.
I guess. Now the name of the bed and breakfast was Black Bear Inn. Is that right?
Yeah, she said, yeah.
Okay. So was he cutting them up to make bear food? Is there a big bear presence in that area?
I don't know. There's
a lot.
I couldn't ask her any questions because we were in that weird delay.
Yeah.
Like she was talking to us from Afghanistan. So next time we do it, we're going to have to do it in a better setting if we get her back on. But that's fascinating. I mean, I just want just to know that you went to prom and your buddy, what I know also about the story is that she kept in contact with the family years afterwards while he was in jail. And then she had a falling out with, I don't know if the whole family or the sister or something like that.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, there's something that happened. They had a falling out and he's still stuck behind bars, but he's just such a different person, whether he's a different person because he's a different person or jail made him a different person, but everybody's just kind of walked away from him.
I mean, it sounds like he just snapped and that's it. There's no turning back, man.
Like, just to know, I always like see these documentaries or these shows and somebody's in prison or they do something even out of character, something that they've never done before. And one day you have the freedom to go outside. You have the freedom to pee in your backyard. You have the freedom to go in your refrigerator and make a sandwich. And the next day you have no freedom at all. And you're being told the rest of your life, this is your life. Like, that is nuts. Like, have you ever thought of it that way? Like,
no,
the extreme of, hey, I'm going to go make myself a ham sandwich. Cool. I'm going to watch some TV. I might take a nap. I might go up to the store. I might go outside and go for a walk. And then the next day, you're only outside for an hour under armed watch. And that's the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And you have to accept that.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And then you ask, like, what makes people snap? So there's a really, not really, it's good. It's pretty good documentary on Netflix right now. It's called Killer Sally. And it is about a former bodybuilder, this woman, Sally. This was like late 80s, early 90s. And her boyfriend, or her husband actually, who was a professional bodybuilder, big black guy. She's white. She's a big white girl. He's a big black guy. Both served in the military. Both did tours. Come back. She has to fund him for his bodybuilding career because
very expensive.
The steroids.
Well, just the food.
Yeah. Food, supplements, steroids.
Yeah.
And so she was picking up, talk about like a transition. I mean, they get out of the military. They're happy. They're trying to make it. They're doing what they can. They start working out a lot. And then one thing leads to another. And then he becomes kind of a thing. And she loves him so much that she wants to help get him to be Mr. Olympian or whatever it is. So she starts doing these side hustles of, again, this is the 90s. There's no internet. So these side hustles of where guys would pay her for her to beat them up, wrestle and beat them up.
So like a dominatrix, but in a weirder way.
Yeah. And so she's making, she's traveling. They're flying her everywhere to do this. She's becoming a thing. Then she starts doing these like low level pictures and movies and stuff like this. And all this money's going to him. And so years go. Then he enters the big Mr. Olympian. What is it? Mr. Olympiad, Mr. Olympian,
Mr. Olympia,
the Arnold Schwarzenegger, the deal.
There are two different ones, but okay.
What's two different ones?
Well, you have the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, and then you have Mr. Olympia. Those are two different bodybuilding competitions.
Yeah, but Arnold Schwarzenegger was Mr.
He was Mr. Olympia, yes.
That's my point. Okay, so
got it.
He enters that, and he places 14th, and it was heartbreaking. He was upset. He was depressed. Right?
Pretty bad.
I'll take 14th any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
There was only 15 and a half entries, man.
It's like, I'm in. That's fine. So their relationship becomes a little bit tumultuous. The word I'm looking for. Gets a little bumpy on the rocks. And then eventually, like, he starts beating on her, starts choking her. This man is large. He is humongous. I mean,
yeah, if you're in Mr. Olympia, you're 300 pounds plus, probably close to 4 in the off season.
No, I mean, he wasn't that. I mean,
Those guys get massive.
He was, but he's big. I mean, just big. And he's beating her up and he's choking her, and the kids are witnessing this and blah, blah, blah. Now they got 2 kids. And so Valentine's Day, like, I think it was 93 or something like that, he's nowhere to be found. And so she thinks that he's down at the bar that they go to. So she starts getting dialed up to go find him at the bar. He comes home, asks, where are you going? Thinking that she was going out to meet somebody. They get in this big argument and he starts choking her. And she takes this shotgun and shoots him once. then goes back and reloads and shoots him twice. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Because of that second shot, and she went back to reload. Like the stories didn't match up. Like I understand what the prosecution was saying. The stories did not match up. Nonetheless, she was abused. I mean, that's the guy. Nonetheless, she was getting abused. But in the 90s, we still, stand your ground, and abuse and domestic violence, not the attention that it should have gotten, right? We were learning and stupid and naive and whatnot. So they go to trial, and because she shot him twice, she goes to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets out after 19 years, 20 years she spent in jail. And she's starting a second life. And bodybuilders, like when they get older, it just has a weird look to their bodies. It's just awkward and weird.
I wonder if she was cycling too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She said she was.
She was on steroids too. So while his wiener's getting smaller, hers is growing.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh boy.
A bunch of wieners. She gets out of jail, and they put her in this housing place. They get her a job, and she's trying to get her life back together. She hadn't talked to her kids, throughout this process. There's, bumps there. The son, both the kids went into the military. Both the kids have PTSD. The son had drug issues. The daughter went through abuse issues with a man. I mean, it was just rinse and repeat. This family is freaking cursed. This is crazy, right? So she gets out, Killer Sally gets out of jail after serving, give or take, 20 years for murdering her husband, who was abusive. And she's this big white lady, and he was this gigantic black man. And she comes out. She's like, I found love again. And it shows the guy that she's marrying quickly. And he's this old black guy. He looked like the guy that plays the father of Cameron Diaz in Something About Mary, who was also in Night Court. You know that guy I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I
cannot remember his name.
He looked like that guy, but a lot older. And I'm going, please explain how you two met. Just tell me that story. I'm going, dude, she married her last husband, right? I mean, it didn't work out. But he doesn't look like he's going to be abusive. I find it very hard to believe that he's going to be abusive or anything. But I'm glad
a less attractive Carl Withers.
And it shows the daughter coming to visit her. The daughter has a daughter now, and those types of things, and everything's good. But the progression of going from the early 90s, and you're this bodybuilder, and you ripped, and you're doing all this crazy stuff, and you're living life hard. You kill them, you go back, then you go to jail. And this is where you're at now, 30 years later. That was not on your life bingo card. I can promise you that. Just like this Christian Nielsen guy, right? I mean, high school prom, smart kid, not on his bingo card to go start murdering people and spend the rest of his life in jail. It's crazy. Just absolutely.
You ever been in a jail cell?
Oh yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. A couple times.
Was it like an Alcatraz tour, or did you earn your keep?
You mean, did I go to jail and be in a jail?
Did you go to jail ever? Yeah.
Oh no, I've never been arrested, but I stood in
when
I was at Folsom prison.
Okay. Yeah.
I went into a jail cell, closed the jail.
Okay.
Cell.
Well, all right.
That's kind of.
That's cute. I'm just curious. It's. You were mentioning earlier going from freedom to not having any say in your future, and it just dawned on me close. I had brushes that would have sucked if they'd have gone the other direction. So jail's not fun. It's not that big a deal, but it could be.
I've always eluded police. I've been very elusive over the years when I was younger. I'm a law-abiding citizen, but when I was younger, I raised some hell. Should have probably went to jail. Closest I ever went to jail is I had this big like outsiders, greasers versus socias, egg fight, gang war type of thing in high school. So
An egg fight.
yeah, it was. I mean, it was a ton of kids.
Was there a fountain involved and Leif Garrett coming around the corner?
Right. I mean, there was just a ton of kids. It was like all the high schools, and we were the Catholic high school, so we were like that fighting Anchorman, you know, where it's like you're public news, you know, like we were those guys. Like we're the Catholic high school guys doing here.
The rest of your guys ended up being Callaway dads.
Right, exactly. And so we get there, and as soon as this like egg fight thing starts, it was around Halloween too. As soon as this egg fight thing starts, out of nowhere, all these cop cars pull up. I mean, just, I mean, so I don't know how they knew. And so people start throwing their eggs at the cop cars, and the cop cars, the cops get out and start chasing us, and we all scatter. And I'm running just as fast as I can, holding on to no one's hand, trying to get away into the night. And then I fell to the floor and I hid in fright. So I ran, and I got tired. And this is when I learned about sensor lights, because I'm running through these trees, and it felt like I was doing that gauntlet drill in football, you know, where the pads hit you, and all these oranges are going. Had no idea where I was at. And I was like, I got to take a break here. And every house that I walked through, a light went on. Yeah. I mean, and a dog barked on cue. Light, dog, arf. Like, I want to get caught. I got a hot. Plus, I was getting tired. So I said, there's a truck. I'm going to lay down under the truck. This is a good idea. But I mean, I was pretty good sized guy there with a big chest. I could not, this truck at least, I could not go all the way under it because my chest wouldn't go on. It was what it was. To the right of me were bushes, like a hedge. Mm-hmm. And I was being chased by a cop. I knew I was being chased by a cop. So this cop comes over and he's looking for me, because the neighbors start saying, hey, my lights are on. I hear somebody, this and that. I'm hiding under this truck. And this cop is to my right, maybe 4 feet on the other side of these bushes. I can see his shiny boots, and he's got his light. And he's going over and over.
Just enough where he couldn't see you.
And it was like, you know, when you're a kid and you get scared and you get close to being caught, you just give up. Mm-hmm. I almost did that. I was like, "Hey, just kidding, dude. It's just me, man." Like this, I was like, "I'm gonna stick this one out."
Write it out. Yeah.
So he leaves, and I fall asleep, and so I wake up a couple hours later,
still under this truck.
Right. Thank God they didn't go anywhere. Right. And I'm like, I got to get home. I don't know where I'm at. Again, no cell phones, no Ubers, no Lyfts, nothing like that. So I'm like, I got to get home. I have no idea where I'm at.
You walk, son. Your mom says, why do you smell like Sunny D?
Well, here's the other thing. My mother was out of town that weekend.
Okay.
So I had a little party at the house prior, and I had beer cans everywhere.
So you had to clean up.
Yeah, well, I had a lot going on. And so I get up and I'm like, just let me get out to the main road. I could hear a main road. This is in Sarasota. So I get up and I walk and I go out to, I'm literally like 4 blocks from my house. I had no idea. Like,
you were right there?
I was right behind my house. So I'm sitting here hiding from the cops, sleeping under this truck, and I'm 10 minutes from my house. I had no idea. So I get home. And I walk into my house. I'm like, dude, where is everybody? You know, again, no cell phones. You can't get a hold of anybody. You just have to. There was this supernatural magic power amongst friends back in the 90s where you knew where to meet up. You knew where to congregate. You just knew when the cops were chasing you and you had a party and you had to get everybody back together. You just knew it. I don't know how. We just knew it. And I go into my house and I hear somebody breaking in upstairs. I'm like, what the shit? So I go and I get a butcher knife and I run upstairs And I start just running into my room because it was coming from my room. And I was just going to stab the person. I was like, where are you at? And I start running. And it's one of my good friends who's naked coming through my window upstairs.
Naked.
Because that's what he would do. He'd take his clothes
hell
off.
Kind of party were you doing?
Dude, I don't know. I'm like, dude, I almost stabbed you. And he's like, where is everybody? I was like, why are you naked? He's like, I just felt like that was the right thing to do.
Why do you smell like oranges?
Yeah, I just felt like that was the right thing to do. That's the good stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
That's the good stuff. That's the stuff that, is talking about, on the other episode of, losing my mentor and Brad Arnold from Three Doors, and you get all these memories and all those types of things. Just, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, all right, we'll wrap it up. The merch store, jasonbailey.com. It's real important. Yeah. Well, here's the deal, man. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. And I've said this before, but I got to say it again. There's this woman that works for the company that does the merch, right? And she sends out these automation emails that drive me nuts because I reply back to them and she doesn't reply because it's an automation email. I don't even know if she's real, but she sends me these emails about, you need to do a better job of selling merchandise. I think you should add it into your podcast episodes. That would be really helpful. And she keeps telling me what to do. And she wants me to do these clips.
You love that.
Yeah. She wants me to do these clips of the merchandise and the sales. So I'm doing the clip. I've done the clips and I post the clips, but it's got to work. And I'm not looking for a lot. I'm just looking for a few. The shirts are cool. Buy the premium shirts though. They're going to be way more comfortable. I know they're a few extra dollars, but I don't know what type of t-shirts on sale here the 13th to the 15th. $16 tees and everything else is up to 27% off. So that's a good deal. And post your stuff, man. Like post when you get your t-shirts or hoodies or shorts or cell phone cases or whatever. Post it to any of the social medias for any of the shows, right? I mean, we're all just one big happy set of laughs family. All right. Like, share, follow on all the socials, please, and subscribe. This is not a sub episode. We have got 2 other shows that we do during the week that you need to listen to. And you do that by going to jasonbailey.com and hitting subscribe. This past week, we gained a lot of new subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know. You want to think because of the attention that is kind of on the BPX right now. For those that are not in the know, if you've seen anything with Shinedown and them pulling out of a Rock the Country show, kind of started with me and Brad Stewart of Saliva.
Nope.
What's that?
Nope.
Nope. What?
It did not start with you.
What do you mean?
The origin was on your podcast, but you had nothing to do with that.
Oh, because Barry said it.
Yes.
Barry of Shinedown said, oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, it's not because of, you know what I mean?
It originated on your podcast with Brad Stewart.
Correct. Yes. Barry said it, and it was what it was about Ludacris. But anyway, the story's out there, but there's been a lot of attention on everything that we're doing. Some good, some bad. Either way, I'll take it. So new subscribers, welcome to the BPX, the Bailey Show podcast. I hope you enjoy it, and I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Thank you. And all for you OGers, you the mans, you the womans. Thank you. All right, Ball Badger, you got anything before we get out?
Why are mountains so funny?
Why are mountains so funny?
They're just naturally hilarious.
Hilarious. That was good. I like shit like that. Dad jokes.
It's silly.
Silly putty.
Yeah.
All right, look, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Survive the world, man. Survive the world. If you're going to be doing some drinking, I understand. I get it. If you've had too much, please don't get behind the wheel of a car. I've lost way too many friends like that. And sure the shit, don't be posting stuff on social media, or you will lose a lot of friends like that. Subscribe. Tell a friend. Thank you. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hey, good looking. It's the Bailey Show podcast. JasonBailey.com. It's a website.
Okay, this episode's over. Goodbye. 3 different shows, 5 days a week, 1 feed, details, and to subscribe, JasonBailey.com.